Starting off, clarifying your objectives. So define goals. So going to an agency, it's always good to have goals. There's the term SMART, which is SMART goals, which is they're measurable, they're actionable, they have a timeline. But again, going in is always better. It's always good knowing what your budget is. And is it about raising brand awareness, which is more advertising, overall marketing? Is it generating leads specifically, and what type of leads? Is it nurturing your existing customers for them to come back? Or is it launching a whole new product? And those are four very different types of marketing, advertising techniques. But clear goals will help you evaluate the agencies that you want to work with. And again, we can also cover freelancers in this as well, knowing that outsourcing to a freelancer or an agency both have certain elements to them who they are. Big one is budget. So again, we've had people who come to us as an agency. So not only do I run Jelly Academy, but we have an agency as well during the day where people ask us and say, whatever you think the budget should be. And sometimes it's, I don't really want to bid on that, or it doesn't sound like there's a fair relationship here because it's a mystery. But if you go and say, hey, our budget range is, hey, we're willing to spend $1,000 to $3,000 a month. It's okay, good. This is what I think we can work with you on. Or if they're like, hey, my budget range is like $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Okay, this is what we can do for you. So both those budgets are different types of work, different disciplines can be applied. And again, also, you don't want to get sticker shock if the agency doesn't know what the budget is, or if the budget is too low or too high, they might right away be able to say, hey, you know what, that budget's too low, or hey, that budget's too high for the type of work you need. I'm gonna recommend this agency. And I'm gonna recommend a better fit for you because they're gonna treat you really well. And usually if an agency refers you to someone, they've vetted them a bit, they probably care for you, and they wanna make sure that you are treated well. So again, having a budget in mind ahead of time is always helpful. And again, starting off small, there's an old term like crawl, walk, run, so that you can always grow with the agency. And a lot of agencies, $1,400 a month budget is not too low. So you don't have to feel like, oh, they won't listen to me or they won't engage if I go too low. And in some cases, they might even say, and hopefully they're a good, honest agency and say, you know what, with your budget and the state of your business, I think you're better to go freelance. And here's some tips. So ideally, you even have an agency that's really helpful to you and say, hey, maybe come back to us when you've grown and are ready to go with an agency because we were the helpful agency that tipped you off to go freelancer. So other one is relevance to your industry. Because sometimes hiring a freelancer or a agency, you want to make sure that they have some experience in your realm. Again, unless they give you such a great deal and they're like, hey, we've never worked in dentistry, we've never worked in horses before, but we want to learn, so give us some time to learn. The other one, though, that you have to keep in mind as well is to say, hey, if they have worked in your industry, are they working with one of your competitors? And there are still some agencies that actually feel comfortable and okay working with two competitors in the same shop, but I don't think that's very helpful or good because essentially if the same people are doing SEO or the same office is doing SEO for two different companies, they're basically competing against themselves. So the other thing to keep in mind is specialization versus generalization. So again, if you go freelance, they're probably a specialist in something. They're an SEO freelancer, paid ads freelancer, social media freelancer, and an agency, same thing. What are their in-house staff really good at? Are they actually a full service firm? Or if they are a full service firm, what parts do they outsource? Do they outsource it to locally? Do they outsource it internationally? Are they just outsourcing it to Fiverr that you could have gone to Fiverr direct? So it's being able to ask the questions of where are your staff? Check out their LinkedIn profile. Ask them about, can I meet the staff that we're working on my account? Are they all in-house or are they all freelancers, but they work remotely, or what is that relationship that you have with them? The other one, again, you're always going to pay more when you go agency versus freelancer. And this is the benefit of agency, is that an agency has backups on backups. So if an account manager or an SEO person gets sick that day or sick for a few days, or something bad happens or something really good happens and they can't show up to work for a week, they have a backup account manager and they have a backup person and your account doesn't get hurt. Where if you go freelancer, again, if they get sick, if something bad happens or something really good happens and they go away on vacation, you're without a person. So again, cheaper, but you're relying on that one individual. This one is more expensive, but you are guaranteed that someone's going to cover the work. So again, that's the other big one, is when you do hire an agency, because you will pay a little bit higher rates, find out who the backups on backups are and what their insurance is if someone gets sick. Ensure clear expectations. Contract details, this is a big one. Contract is the kind of the core of your relationship. It outlines all the expectations. It has your timelines, deliverables, performance expectations, payment terms, cancellation policies. Make sure, and again, a lot of people get stuck in these contracts that it takes a year to get out. Finding a nice 30-day out is a big one. Most will offer that and should offer that. Sometimes it's a 3-month delay, but you can negotiate a 1-month out, 30-day breakup. Defining the key performance indicators. So those are the things ideally you're tracking every week to find out, okay, how many new leads are we getting? What's the progress look like? What does success look like? And is it website traffic, conversion rates, social media engagement? What are the measurables that ensure that you and them are on the same page and tracking and measuring everything properly? Trial projects. Sometimes it looks like doing a small little project together to get to know them. That's dating before getting married. Assess the agency's performance, their reporting, what they're like to work with. And once you've established that trust, see if the agency can scale those efforts and go in line with your brand growing. Some of the red flags. If an agency is unwilling to share case studies, results, or team members, a red flag, or even not willing to give references out, or if they don't have reviews on Clutch, that's a big one. Agencies that promise unrealistic results, such as instant ROI or guarantees of virality. Marketing is a process and results take time. And high pressure sales tactics. So people pressuring you to make a decision quickly or push for larger upfront commitments without enough clarity could be a sign of trouble. Some places to look, we love Clutch, as we've talked about. Upcity is another really great site that lists agencies and both of them have reviews. So Clutch is just clutch.co, Upcity is upcity.com, and Google, of course, is your classic Google reviews. And this is a great one, current and past employees, find out what sort of workplace it is, and that's just glassdoor.ca. Satisfied employees usually means a high quality work output. Big thing with SEO, measurable results are, is my organic ranking getting higher? Number one. That's all. That's how you measure it. That's how you track it. And whether they're doing technical SEO, on-site SEO, off-site SEO, whatever form of SEO they're doing, is my organic traffic increasing? And is the quality, this is the second big one, the quality of that organic traffic getting better? So the way to test quality is within Google Analytics, you can track to see what your organic looks like every day, every week, every month. And then you can also set up Google Goals to see if the organic that's coming is actually filling out a contact form, spending more than 5 minutes, buying something. Whatever those measurables are, those are the ways to track it. And again, when engaging with an SEO agency, find out if they're doing one of the 3 things or all 3 things. So technical SEO is how your site is coded, is the fixes to that, and they should have a timeline of how much fixes are needed, because eventually you can be at the end of fixing a site. Unless you're always launching new pages in your site, there's a start and an end date to the technical SEO part of it. Next one is digital ads. This one is similar to SEO, where how much more traffic are you getting from ads, whether it's Google ads, Bing ads, Meta ads, whatever it is, and are they converting using, again, tracking with Google Goals. So there should be a flat management fee. Some agencies charge a percentage, something to be cautious of. If it is a percentage, they're motivated to get you to spend more on ads, which again, you don't want to be doing all the time because that costs you more money. You'd rather have organic traffic. So find out an agency that can give you a flat rate to manage your digital ads so that you know that they're motivated to be like, hey, let's also find other ways to get you good traffic. Digital ads, so again, there should be a flat rate each month, and make sure that price point includes creating the ads, optimizing the ads, and that they're evaluating all the other ad platforms that are out there, including Reddit, YouTube, Bing, and other places where they think they can get you results. Website development. This is a big one. It's shifted so much in the last 5 years. A Squarespace website, which is basically a templated site. They look gorgeous. They're easy to launch. We actually worked with people recently where we launched an entire Squarespace website within an hour. So again, the Squarespace website, you can get them as cheap as maybe $2,500. The minute you bump up to a WordPress site, which is more custom coded, has more opportunities, you're looking at like the $5,000 to $10,000 mark. Squarespace, think $2,500 to $5,000 mark. The minute you start adding on like e-commerce, so Shopify or WooCommerce, that's a different realm. But even then, Shopify, you could get a Shopify store launch with 5 SKUs, maybe for the $5,000 to $10,000 realm. So those are things to look out for. And again, with website development, who's writing the copy? Who's providing the photos? Who's providing the videos for the website? Does it include on-site SEO, the technical SEO parts? Are they making sure when you launch the website, you don't have to hire a separate person to do technical SEO? Or if they are honest and say, we don't do technical SEO, but this is our price point, and then you can hire someone separately to do the technical SEO. Next one is PR and influence marketing. This is a big one. So again, flat management fee. And if it's influencer marketing or media buys, like buying ads in amazing TVs that show up in gyms or doctor's offices or wherever in Southwest Ontario, they would have a flat management fee to manage those media buys. And then there's media buy PR, and there's influencer marketing PR, and there's media placements. But then there's also earned PR, which is different. Earned PR is a little more expensive, but higher risk, but a much higher reward. So that's where they're like sending out pitches, sending out wires, they're sending out notices about news about your organization, and they're hoping that our reporters will write an article for free. So again, you could spend $5,000 a month for 3 months on that, it's $15,000 and maybe get nothing. Or you could spend $15,000 on a guaranteed advertorial in the Globe and Mail. So it's one of those, like, you're guaranteed something there, but on the $15,000, the $5,000 over 3 months unearned, you could be getting 20 pieces in various publications if they do a good job. So it's one of those, the risk of possibly getting 20 or getting none, or guaranteed getting one giant piece. Or again, you could do 3 different placements at $5,000 each, for example, in BC Business or Post Media publication, things like that. So again, you have to look at what is the best use of your resources and how risk tolerant are you. Next one is multimedia. This one is pretty much all over the map because again, it's more depends on, again, if you go agency or if you go freelancer. Photos, is it a series of headshots or videos? But typically the best way to calculate this is, hey, I need a half-day shoot that includes photos and videos, and I need the output to be 20 edited photos and 1 edited video. Or I need a full day shoot and I need this sort of outputs. So you're measuring to say, okay, think about a full day, think about $1,000 for a full day shoot, and then depending on what you want outputted, you're paying on top of that for how many photos you want done, how many videos you want done. How long are the videos? Are the videos horizontal? Are they vertical? But again, you can get quotes all over the map for this because there's very high-end production companies, there's freelance production companies, there's people that are just doing video for social media. So again, this one is a bit more at this stage in life, all over the realm, similarly to design, especially with Canva and access to that. But again, what sort of design services are you getting? Whether it's a logo or brand guidelines or design pieces for social media, again, you're gonna get quotes all over the map.